You must heed my words before I'm gone, my son. Now, you will be king. But the throne must pass to a male heir. Hakim, it appears you have a son. He must be found.
Prepare the royal jet. We are going back to America.
Oh, hell no, Your Majesty.
Come on! I'm back! Say it again! Feel right in his mother. Feel good in his mother. My whole hood in his mother. Come on!
I'm the king of this shop.
That's money in hell.
Well. Say it again.
It is so good to see you.
Well, I be damn. Look who done come up in here.
Hey, it's Kunta Kinte and Ebola.
Famine and Blood Diamond.
Nelson Mandela and Winnie.
Those hungry babies with the flies on the face.
Hey, oh, that's too much. Now, you stepped over the line. Now, we won't be talking that kind of shit about the hungry babies. You're going to have to get out of my chair.
Politically incorrect.
So what you doing back here, Hotel Rwanda?
I'm back! Say it again!
What's happening, folks? What's happening, folks? It's your man Patrick the Game Changer Jackson, along with the lovely Miss Artisa. Wanted to come on and talk about Coming to America. Was it good? Was it bad? What's your thoughts? What's your opinion? What was your thoughts on it when you first saw it?
It's a classic, first of all.
Definitely a classic.
So I knew they wasn't going to be able to top it. So I thought the direction that they went was to be more on a comic side, comedian side, for me to make it more funny.
So you thought it?
I thought it was funny.
You thought it was funny?
I did.
You thought it was funny?
I did.
I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was a very the way that it played, I thought was really good. You know, we got to see a lot of our, headliners play up in the movie. We was able to get a lot of our folks up in there that we typically can't see all in one movie.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think this is going to be another classic. Of course, I don't think it's as good as the first one, which I didn't expect it to, right? You can't.
Yeah.
It's really hard to top a classic. No sequel could really top a classic. And, I think I saw a lot of controversy on social media and stuff about it. And people giving their input, people giving their insight on how they felt that it probably wasn't the best idea to actually bring it on, and bring it back for a part two. And some people thought it wasn't funny. They said it was tasteless. Some people didn't like some of the comedic scenes that were in there, some of the funeral scenes that was in there. One of the funny parts I thought was it was just uncomfortable at times, which was the character Arsenio Hall played, the dude that was spitting. The old dude that was spitting, man, was disgusting. The dude was disgusting, man. The dude was disgusting. I mean, super, super disgusting. It was not. Yeah, that was uncomfortable. That was uncomfortable.
I mean, but the movie also had a lot of good things to it too that played on, society and the expectations, and they didn't go with the normal stereotype.
Dive into that. What do you mean by that?
The pretty girl don't always win. You want someone who have substance to them, personality, character, that has goals, ambitions, and dreams. Today's society, you got to have titties and booties and waist and all of that. And that's not always what we as Black women should represent.
Now, now the character you talking about, which was
Wesley Snipes' daughter.
yeah, Tatiana. She's a I forget the girl's name. Y'all know her name. What's her name? The Wesley Snipes' daughter, the one that he was trying to get to marry so that they wouldn't go to war, right? So he kept threatening with war, and his daughter, which was beautiful,
Very beautiful.
could dance, had the moves, everything was right, and he was, in all right. He was
Heck yeah,
drooling,
marry her. Tiana
drooling.
Taylor, thank you.
Tiana Taylor, thank you. Yeah, Tiana was killing it. Yes, it was Tiana Taylor. She was killing it, but the position that some people was taking was that it wasn't a good movie overall. I thought it was hilarious from the beginning to end, man. Like from beginning to end, it was like super, super hilarious to me. I don't know what people tripping, but other people was pointing out some key factors why some people may have not liked it. Like it was a dark-skinned chick that ended up being the one that he ended up with.
What's wrong with that?
I said there was some problems. Those were some of the comments that people may have not liked, that the depiction of it being typically a dark-skinned girl isn't usually a leading role or the one that wins, right? So that was the image that typically, and I think even from the first one, he had a light-skinned wife, right? And so
he had a dark-skinned wife to get married to,
right, and then he ended up with a light-skinned.
So I liked
how they reverse roles.
Yes,
so I think they may have been very strategic on that type of placement to make sure that it was pretty hilarious, to me. And so one of the things that people have pointed out too is that the strained relationship between a father and son, of being able to repair that.
Right.
That because he had an estranged father, that what you guys want to see a dude walk out on his son and not be able to repair the relationship, not go after his son after he had, realized that he was in the wrong, that you just continue to let him go ahead and do his thing and whatever. So some people's mind is like, we're used to having high popular movies that depict that type of stuff. And so the overall message I thought was pretty dope.
And funny.
It even showed that, we wanted Hakeem, which was, Eddie, we wanted him to make sure that like we probably wanted him to act like he had everything together. That he had everything intact. He was going to be this great ruler, and he was going to be, this great guy. But he ended up taking the role of not being, as tough of a leader. His own father said, "Hey, man, listen, if you don't go and do something about this and find that boy, you're gonna be dead soon. you're gonna be dead soon." Let's see what some of the folks are saying. All right, she said old dudes at the barbershop was so funny. I was looking forward to that part, to be honest. I was looking forward to it. Now some people would say, it's 30 years later, these Negroes should be dead, right? Like it's
hey, black don't crack. We live forever, okay? The oldest person is black, just so y'all know.
Right. So, and I'm like, man, it's a movie, right? You know what I mean? It's a movie. So, having those guys not there would have been an empty spot. So I think them keeping those characters was pretty dope. Who else came back in the movie?
I love how they have the rapping sisters back.
Oh yeah, that was dope.
And like, just like us black folks, we don't ever know the words.
We don't know the words. I don't know that. I
think it was good to come back and having it more on a comedic side, because we're in very difficult times right now. It's a lot of depression, anxiety, fear going on, that just laughter, like coming from a therapist standpoint, here I am about to get technical, y'all. bear with me. Laughter creates dopamine in the brain and it lifts you up out of your spirit. So being able to laugh, to have a good time in this time of uncertainty, just a breath of fresh air, even for a moment, could stop a lot of depressive symptoms, can stop you from going even lower.
Yep.
So from a therapeutic side, that's what I would see from it coming out.
That's true.
And not being such as a serious one as the first one, but they couldn't go serious as the first one. It wouldn't have
Been ad. Yeah, that's true.
they couldn't
That's
match
true.
it. It was too much of a classic for me.
Yeah, that was it's hard to kind of duplicate that. It's
Mhm.
so hard,
Mhm.
but the narrative of what they brought to the table, and you point out something really good of the climate that we're in right now, right? And the main thing that I didn't appreciate was that we couldn't show up to the theaters in our outfits and stuff. That's what I was disappointed about. I was disappointed about us not being able to show up in our dashikis and hey, and be coming to America out. You hear me?
Yes.
You hear me?
I
I
hear
mean,
you.
we would have been coming to America out at
Yes.
the theater showing out, because I know that we looking forward to those type of things.
Right.
You know, folks
right.
are looking for opportunities to do stuff like that. And Odessa said, well, thank God they showed a different narrative.
Right. Right.
And that different narrative is more, you know, we got a lot of depressive stuff going on. People are already in a tight bind. The economy and stuff is not right. Folks is isolated so much. And then being able to bring laughter into the home. Because he could have held on to the movie. You know what I mean? He could have held on to the movie and not struck a deal. And really knowing the climate that we're in now, he would have got, you know, the box office numbers that he would have known that he could have gotten. And so being able to hold on to that could have been an option. But he opted to release it during this time. And I thought it was definitely during the time that was needed for us. And it's pretty dope. I'm definitely proud that they did it. The time they released it was pretty cool, and everybody that was in it they did a great job.
They
did a
brought
great job.
everybody back. They gave everybody a piece of the pie.
Everybody, man. Everybody. I mean, everybody.
They made sure everybody got their cut. Again, this is times of uncertainty.
Right.
There's not a lot of movies opening up. There's not a lot of roles going on. So he brought in hey, we all about to get this money. Let's all get this money.
Right. Right. And it seemed like time and time again, we look at the next thing that we want to criticize or look at it, you know, as it may not be of Black excellence. And I thought that was Black excellence, if you ask me. It was
in a
top notch. In a comedic way.
Yeah.
It definitely was a top quality movie that allowed us to be able to laugh, to be able to share the stage with people that we hadn't seen in a long time. Everybody was still here. I mean, just off that alone, you know, even Earl Jones, you know, still being present here with us to be able to play his role. I mean, even that and Lion King, you know, that he was able to play in, which was just movie. I mean, it was so amazing. And people aren't even talking about that, you know, him being able to, like you said, in uncertain time, be able to pay so many people that this is our project. We all get a piece of this right now because we know times is hard, especially in comedy right now. You know, people usually hit the stage, go on the road. You know, you're able to go and do comedy clubs and stuff like that. With everything being shut down, this was a way to be able to put that in front of people. And with Eddie and, you know, his entire crew and Arsenio and, you know, their team being able to bring that project together, brought on a lot of people back, people that probably didn't even have roles before COVID hit. You know what I mean? So it definitely probably even put them back on the map. You see what I'm saying? Like people, because, you know, it's like almost reviving people's career.
Yeah, right.
It's pretty dope. Because I remember when the Super Bowl, I forgot who brought Missy Elliott. Somebody brought Missy Elliott to the Super Bowl. She rapped. They thought she was a new artist, right? She doing our time, right? So all the youngsters, they ain't know. So they went, going and they're downloading her music. She went and got paid just off that, just by appearing on the Super Bowl. Somebody gave her an opportunity to perform on the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you're introduced to a whole new crowd of musical people that didn't know you before. And that's kind of, I think, what Eddie did. That's definitely what Eddie did. Let's see. Read that.
All them folks could have done something more productive during these uncertain times. Didn't feel like it was good timing in their part. Okay. We have different perspectives.
Different perspective.
Okay.
Different perspective.
What would you say that they could have done, or when would have been the best timing for that?
Yeah, that's an interesting.
We would love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting perspective. Even click the link. Come on in. We can be able to holler at you.
Yeah,
click the link if you want to come on in, and we'll bring you into the broadcast and bring your opinion to the table. Oh, that's also said what?
Speaks to a person's character. Help everyone secure back. Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's a true one right there. That's a true one. If you, and it's, I know Eddie knows, and a lot of the people that's in the industry know it's already hard for people of color, right? You know what I mean? It's already hard. And so being able to help your peers, people that help put a classic together, just shows that, it's man, it just shows the character all the way around. I think it's just, to me, it just balloons Black excellence just on that. The movie, people can call it what they want, and people have their different opinions on it, but just being able to get a Black cast together and put something out to the masses and be able to market it to the mass, that takes massive dollars and stuff to get put behind that. And we had the first one, which was Black Panther, right? Out of all these years, right? The first all Black cast. You know what I mean? Like on a major movie scale. And so,
well, they did have that white dude from the agency in Black Panther.
Yeah, we could have talked about that because that was another thing.
We didn't want to leave them out like they be leaving us out because we good-hearted people.
Hey, but that could have put us in a different bind. But I would have liked to have just dressed up.
Cause y'all know already. I'm ready. Tiffany in my Tiffany Haddish voice. She ready.
What's up, Elizabeth? How you doing?
Hey, Liz.
But I would have liked to do that. That would have been a beautiful opportunity to be able to dress up, because I believe and I think that's one of the reasons why we want to talk about it, because it's definitely a power move to be able to bring people together.
Yep.
Put something of excellence together and be able to showcase something to the world in a way that has a narrative. It's funny. It has a positive narrative to it at the end of the story. And so you kind of know where it's going in some type of way. About halfway through, you kind of know where it's going, but it's a good feeling to see.
And it wasn't all peaches and cream.
Right.
So it was almost like, it was like, this is a Black household.
Right.
It's not always going to be good. So what work are you going to put in to make it better is where I was coming from with Eddie and his son.
Now we gonna read. I'm gonna piggyback on that and go into something else. Let's read what Janita said.
Loved it. It was corny and hilarious the first time. It was corny and hilarious this time. Waiting for the next when the queen, daughter, and royal baby mama saved the royal baby mama.
Listen, that's where I was going. That's what I was going. That's where I was going. Even the queen and the baby mama.
Yes.
Right. That relationship.
Right.
Okay. That relationship.
At first it was like
Eddie was hot.
Competing type of thing between them at first. Like, you really in my stuff? Like,
she did kind of cross the line. She went to a wardrobe. Now she did go cut up and put the wardrobe together.
She didn't cut up. She added fabric. But the fact that she did. The fact that relationship between two Black women blossomed and they became friends. That speaks in a whole other dimension.
Right.
Like, we don't have to compete.
Right.
There's room for all of us.
Right. And the situation was the situation of what it was.
Right.
It wasn't nothing malicious or nothing like that. You know, Arsenio set him up. You know, yeah, that was that. And it was funny how it came back to his memory. All I remember was riding the bull, and I was riding the bull, and I was riding the bull.
Oh,
I thought that was hilarious, man. And the way, you know, it was interesting to me the way that they were talking about the bastard child. I'm like, come
my
on, man.
bastard.
Yeah, it was like,
Well, that's where the corny part came
right.
in.
I'm like,
Juanita said.
come on, man. You keep saying bastard son, man. Hello, my bastard son.
But think about it. Making it corny helped people accept the narrative
Accept
a
it,
lot
right,
better.
right.
Because if it would have just came out, people would have been offended.
Mhm.
They would have been ready to cancel him.
Right.
But I think the way he did it, it helped lower our defenses.
Yeah, and with people that are, you know, in that type of situation and stuff like that too. That is not necessarily a negative thing. That
Mhm. It happens.
it happens.
Life
Life
happens.
happens, you know, so sometimes.
So step up. Once you figure out that life happens,
Go ahead and step
step
up.
up, do what you need to do, repair what you need to repair, fix whatever it is,
Mhm.
and let's move forward. Continue to climb the ladder of excellence.
Now, Elizabeth said, I did not like the movie because I felt it had a lot of negative undertones, which rubbed me the wrong way.
Now, tell us about those negative undertones that you.
Yeah,
that
jump
you
on.
felt that
Click the link,
Right,
Elizabeth.
come on and talk
Come
to
on
us.
and join the conversation because I would love to have that dialogue because, you know, people have different perspectives, right?
Uh-huh.
Because, you know, that would be interesting to see what type of undertones rub people the wrong way
that we necessarily didn't see.
yeah, that we didn't see or didn't feel. Because
Mhm.
some people may feel something in a different way when watching something. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I think that's important to look at too because, you know, it can happen.
It can.
It can happen. You know, it can be a regular old
And we missed it.
that's something that was missed during the movie. Or it could be something that wasn't missed. And it can affect one person a different way than someone else as well. And so, you know, that would be very interesting to see. Click on that link so that we can talk to you if you're interested, because we definitely want to know, or just add your comment so that we can kind of have this dialogue on why you feel that way or what undertones that you felt
that we
have missed or made you feel a certain way.
Okay.
But some people think that it was a good movie. You know, some people think that it was a bad movie.
It's almost like it's a 50-50 split.
Yeah, I think people had higher expectations though. Like I didn't have high expectations.
Me neither, because I knew they couldn't trump the first one.
Yeah, it's like
there was no way you could do that.
It's a Coming to America 2. It's gonna be, oh man, they're gonna kill the. Like I'm not expecting Black Panther 2 the top Black Panther.
I mean,
like there is no way something
neither.
that historic. Like when you're creating a classic, it's like almost impossible to almost, you know, duplicate or do better than. It's very hard to do that. You're talking about they killed massive numbers with that movie.
Yeah.
And of course, Chad is no longer here with us. So how can we expect? You see what I'm saying? I hope we don't deem that one as well.
I know,
the way that we're doing Coming to America 2. And you know, thank God again, all the characters were here. James Earl Jones still here 30 years later.
I know. And he was older in the original movie.
James Earl Jones, he's been old a long time.
He have been. What? Tell us your secret if you listening to us.
I think old people just look old early.
What? Okay, y'all forgive him.
I think
we played basketball today.
No, I think think about it though. Grandmas look like grandmas at grandma ages. Like when they was like going on 50, they look like a grandma. These grandmas today still trying to look young and stuff. They still looking.
They try to act.
Yeah, they still.
The grandkids.
You seen Eddie's wife? You seen the baby mama? They ain't look like grandma.
They did not.
Did they? They look like they was on the verge of being grandma. These grandmas today don't look like grandma. See, James Earl Jones looked like a granddaddy at the age the granddaddies were looking like granddaddies. See, that's the problem. He was probably about 45 going on 50 at the time, but he looked like, hey, you've been through some stuff. You look like you look like you've been through some stuff. So for some people, for some folks, it can, yeah. How old is James Earl Jones?
I don't even know. Somebody look it up.
Yeah, how old? Yeah, let them know how old is James Earl Jones, because he had been around a long time.
Yeah,
Him and Morgan. Yeah, he got.
Oh,
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman was
Morgan
in
Freeman.
it. Now Morgan Freeman is the one who looked old when he was old, and he.
No, he wasn't. Morgan Freeman been old all his life.
I know. I said he looked old, and even when he was old,
He said what? No, he
looked
said
old.
when he wasn't old.
When
No.
he was old. When he wasn't
He said
old.
was. No, he wasn't old.
When he wasn't old, he
Yeah,
looked old.
yeah.
to
He been
me.
old all his life. Morgan Freeman, he came out the belly. They was like, he must got what's that Benjamin Button disease. When he came out,
But
he
he
just
still
stayed old. He just stayed old. He was reading theses and stuff in the classroom.
We love you, Morgan. Though.
Sounded
We love
like
you.
God. They ain't the voice of God. They ain't about the voice of God. And everything. Morgan got a good voice though. I do like Morgan's voice.
Him and the Allstate dude.
Right. All they do got it. And you gotta love Samuel L. Jackson, but we're going love. I like his cussing, but he can say a mother effer real good.
Right.
Hey, mama. Delphon said it was a good family movie. I agree.
If we take it in a family perspective, we look at the strained sibling relationship. And how
they had to
come together. Like come to an understanding of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And how they, even though they was competing for the same thing, they band together. Look, we go keep this in the family, so we go do what we need to do to keep it in the family, that's blood coming together,
right?
Setting aside differences, doing what they need to do to prepare to propel the legacy, the family bloodline. Is how I looked at it. So I agree with it was a good family movie.
Yeah.
Our kids got to see, hey, you're not always going to agree with your sibling, but you stick together.
Yeah, you got to, man. At some point, right? You got to understand what's what and who's who and who's doing what, because the conversations that you're having with a sibling or a disagreement, and then he's kind of being inserted into the family, and of course she wanted the worthiness of being in the position of something she's been preparing for all her life, and all of a sudden a brother that she never knew about all of a sudden is coming in and taking the spot. And so and how it all ended up panning out for everybody.
Although life don't always end up like that. It don't. But
she was actually at a point to where she was accepting of it. That was the more interesting part. Her part was like, oh, okay, I'm going to accept this. And then she ended up being rewarded just by staying the course. Because even when Wesley Snipes crazy, but Kirby did to try to take her, kidnap her and the people, and how she beat them up. She could have been like, well, we're gonna let him take him because he's my dad. She could have had that type of attitude. But she didn't. She whooped his butt. Wesley Snipes was funny though.
He was
hilarious.
Them entrances
was dope. Them entrances, man.
You should play the trailer again. Just on GT. Just on GT.
At the beginning, man, when he came in with the introduction, then you had Michael Blackston introducing him. Oh man, that had me rolling.
It did.
Had me rolling. I was like, this is too hilarious. You can't you guys should do you can't be entering like this. This is, and the way he was declaring war though, it was I can kill you right there. You see how you did my sister?
It was a good movie.
Man.
It just like, but I'm very I'm curious to hear some of the thoughts about the undertones. Very, very curious because I think from my perspective, I took it from a lighter, a different space in my mind. I think because my expectation was knowing they can't top America, Coming to America 1. They can't do that. So either it's going to be super corny or just bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the two. So
One of the two.
my expectations was already coming in there. They gotta go the comedic way. They have to.
That's true.
So seeing it because my expectations wasn't here and kind of knew what they had to play with. I mean, because we all know. We all know. So and this is another thing that we can briefly talk about is we have such high expectations for our films. But yet, other films,
wow, that's a good point.
We don't. We're forgiving.
That's very interesting.
Now, I can understand the other perspective of that. Like, we don't have too many films, so we need to be on point every single time. Why do we have to be held to such a high standards of not being able to have difficult moments or have down moments when other movies and other producers can do that?
That's
but
true.
We can't accept that of ourselves because we, as much as we like to believe we're Superman and Superwoman, because we are Black excellence, we still have our moments.
That's true.
We still have our moments.
We do.
And we need to show grace.
Yeah.
No, you don't sound like you agree.
You know,
I like it.
Part of it is like, people being critics and saying, being critical of a movie or giving their opinion on it is one thing. But to downright say it wasn't good or to write it off as something that is negative. I think we have so many other deep-rooted negative depictions of us that we embrace wholly. You know what I mean? Like shows like Power. That's a huge show that we have embraced as a community, right? Everybody was watching Power. So that's not nowhere near nothing of a positive necessarily message that's tied to that. You can pull some things, you got the search to pull some things out of it, but it's not on the slate of showing you something that's a wholesome like family movie that you can watch and laugh and enjoy and then get a positive message out of it. And so I think sometimes we could be a little bit too critical on ourselves, but not saying that you can't be critical. And I think we pick and choose on the things that were harder, on the things that's more lighthearted than the things that are actually more detrimental. We had what was it? It was what was the other show? I forgot the show. The show with the dude
Greenleaf?
No, not Greenleaf. The show with the dude lied and said that the white man beat him up and said the noose, and it was the Jamaican Empire. Yeah, that show, the Empire show. Now Empire had the same thing. It was their Empire and Power was in competition with each other, and that dude, he just killed the show off. Him doing that, he messed up everybody's job. He just messed it up for everybody. He messed it up for everybody. But you gotta, pick and choose, right? What you're gonna, embrace or love. And I think it's more of it being on a larger scale. How big it's gonna be. And the larger it is, the more critics you go have.
True.
And I think even, what I didn't think about is that what are we comparing it to? Are we even comparing it to Coming to America? Or are we comparing it to Black Panther that has set the standard?
I mean, very few of us would probably be comparing it to Black Panther. I don't.
I'm saying of Black excellence.
I know that's what I'm saying. it's I don't know. It's kind of hard. I don't see it going that far.
I could.
Could be anything is possible.
I think people could be comparing it from because they set the bar. So
Every movie that's come out that it has an all black cast or a dominant black casting, now they're comparing it to Black Panther. Each movie that comes out after that, is that what you're trying to say?
I think it could be that because they have now set a bar so high, and it's like, okay, this is the mark. It's almost like as Denzel being one of the top actors now. Yeah. Then he set a bar, and then now actors are trying to reach that bar, because you got to compare it to something.
Yeah,
you got to compare it to something, and that could be one of them that I haven't thought about, that they could be comparing it, but who knows? Who knows? But it was definitely on the numbers of people that watched it. It definitely got a lot of love and support, man, which I was excited about.
It did.
That a lot of people did actually go on and watch it. Folks have said that they watched it 4 or 5 times already, and definitely something that a movie that I would like to watch again. Tammy said she loved the movie, which is great as well. I've seen more people because I posted right after we had watched it, and it was more people that said that they loved it than didn't like it. Mm-hmm. So I was curious, like, where's all these negative comments coming from? And you will see some people here and there, but overwhelmingly the majority of the people that I've seen that saw it have always had a positive outcome overall. Some people would say it was corny, or it was too, it was the comedy was like over the top, over the top comedy, almost like Dave Chappelle, just like the first one was, right? And some people have their judgments, but it's cool. Yeah. But it's cool. So, do you have anything else that you want to add?
I do not.
You don't?
No.
Well, we appreciate y'all coming on, chopping it up with us, man. It was great talking to everybody.
Yes.
Hope that y'all take the time to enjoy the movie. If you haven't watched it, it's on Amazon, right? Amazon Prime. Go and check it out. Go and support it so you can keep those numbers going up, to support all of those people that have put their time and efforts into that movie, so that they can just get the numbers. If you have Amazon Prime already, just go, just push the button.
And then think about it. Even if you didn't like the movie, so many of our Black actors starve as it is.
Right.
Even without a pandemic. So just play the movie and clean up or something. Right. Or put it on silent with your music, just to get them paid.
Just to get them paid. It ain't costing you nothing, but just pushing the button and turning it on. Ain't that much to do. Ain't that much to do. So, man, we appreciate y'all coming on. Make sure y'all go like, share, and subscribe. Power Moves 365. We're gonna have more and more content coming to you here soon. Is definitely some great things that are coming out. We also have the Black Wellness magazine that is coming out in June, and so we're excited about that. The
King's Edition.
Yeah. We also have financial segment that we're getting geared up and helping folks with as well. And definitely excited about that. And make sure y'all go to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, go like Power Moves 365. We have some great things coming out for people that want to that are making power moves, people that are involved in businesses as well. There's going to be some great opportunities for you, and also some wonderful giveaways that we're going to have. So make sure that you stay locked with Power Moves 365. We love y'all.
This is